Welcome, dolls, to another episode of For the Dolls podcast with your host, Jondadoll. Guys, I'm so excited to introduce my special guest, Naloni!
I'm so excited to be here. I'm like a little nervous. But...
Same, I'm nervous, y'all. We're nervous.
I am.
I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Because no shade to any of my previous guests, but like this is like my first like actual like guest. Like everybody else I already like knew. Aww. Me and Naloni have had our run-ins. Like we know each other.
Yeah. Like
we don't like know each other.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get more into some things and some details. So I'm first gonna start with the first time I seen you, which we did talk about a little off camera, but it's okay. We're just getting to it now.
Oh, yeah.
So the first time I seen Naloni was at Top Hat, which is a dance studio.
That's
she was
crazy.
performing. This was like 5 years ago, probably now.
I know. I'm like still trying to remember.
Yeah, it was like 5 years ago because she was wearing this like orange beaded 2-piece costume, and I seen her perform it twice.
Yeah.
And one time was with two, like you and one girl, and another time was with you and two girls.
Yes, we did it.
And both times I seen you, I was like, ah!
Like I was like, yes,
I love.
That's so crazy. I'm still trying to like remember that day.
Mm-hmm. I would have to go to my archive because I know I have pictures from that day. Like.
I think I have pictures too.
I have pictures from outside, I remember, because I used to take pictures outside. So if I was to go to my archive, I could find it.
Yes, send it to me.
I am watch. I'm going to find it because I know I posted it.
Yeah, I remember we were performing. I think it was me, Jasmine, and I want to say Isa. Those were like my two best friends. And we were all doing like a trio. So it was like us three. I think we were like trying to get ready for Summit. So we were trying to get like enough like performances. That's
another thing we're gonna get into. The cost of Summit, y'all.
The stressful competition.
And that's something I haven't got to the Summit, and I don't think with where I was at, I definitely wasn't ready for the Summit.
Okay.
And I don't know if in a sense I would ever
like want
to do the Summit just because I don't know. We're gonna get more into it, but I do just feel like that dance chapter for me right now is like on a full pause. Like I don't see it. I like what I did with my journey.
Yeah, you're satisfied.
I'm satisfied. Could there have been more?
You got what you wanted from it.
Right. I got like my stage time. I enjoyed my stage time. I had my moments. I had my highs and dance. I had my lows. I had my fuck ups. I had my amazing moments.
Yo, for real, the fuck up? Crazy.
Let's get into our biggest mess ups, like performing. So mine only because that's literally what I was about to say as soon as I was going was Jessie. Me and Jessie were partners for Parade.
Okay.
I want to say it wasn't last year's Parade, 2023. So it would have been 2022's because I took a pause from dance last year right before Parade. Okay. So it would have been 2022 Parade. And when I tell you we auditioned for our spot, like we fought for our spot. We got front, like the front side. Okay. And we literally fought for our spot, like no shades, nobody else, but I'm not the only person that studied it from that practice, but me and Jessie was really eating everybody up.
Period.
We were the couple, I'm sorry. And me and Jessie already knew that. Like, we used to tell each other, like,
we used to be in the back
when we was auditioning, we used to be like,
we got this.
This is us. But it's because me and Jessie have been partners before, too.
Okay.
So we already, like, know how to flow off each other, and Jessie eats. Right. So it's like, Jessie's so easy to read. She flows, like...
With her long legs, too.
Yes, long-ass legs, all the tricks. Amazing. Yeah. So... we had just messed up during Parade. Like, we ran it before we practiced and it was good. And then once we were there performing, like, we skipped like a whole 2 count. And started going into footwork and everybody else is like doing like a pattern. And then I'm like, and then we just go straight back into the footwork and finish it off. But I was so irritated. Like, I was like, there's no way. I just did the Parade at home in Philly.
Right.
The Puerto Rican Parade, and I messed up, like, in the front, on TV. I'm like, I've called my mom. I'm like, did you see it on camera? Like, what can you see? Because, mind you, when we're performing a parade, you don't know what we're... we don't know what angle you're seeing. All these different cameras, you don't know who's being seen.
Right. I be seeing it when I get tagged. I'm like, oh, okay.
Literally.
Yeah.
And I'm like, delete. Who told you to post that
Don't tag me. Right?
Don't tag me unless you ask me for permission, because maybe I don't like my performance.
Right. Yeah, of course. Oh my God. I would say mine. I definitely had a lot of those moments. Like when I went in way too overconfident and then end up leaving like, what did I just do? Like instead of looking like I ate it up, it looked like it ate me up. Because I just not. But I think one of my really big mess ups was, I wouldn't say it was necessarily my fault because it really wasn't my fault, but my top came undone twice.
Oh, see, that's not your fault. That's a word your mom.
Yes, that, but it was weird because it was like one of my straps was like, I guess not strapped fully, and I was just doing a turn, with one of my partners, and I think like I turned too hard, and it just popped. This was at Summit, mind you, in front of hundreds of people, judging panel.
Horrible. The live stream.
I literally was dancing like this the whole time. I had to do tricks. Oh gosh. Oh my god. We're in what, 2024?
Yeah.
It was way before the pandemic.
Sis has been going to the summit for years, as you can see, sis. This is the summit. At this point, this is like nothing.
I think it was like probably like 2018, 2018, 2019, 2017, between that gap. And it was like crazy. I remember it was the beginning of the routine, and it was like as soon as I felt it, I was just like this the whole time. Mind you, I still had tricks.
You still had the
whole thing. I was like ready to.
Like you had to lift?
Girl, yes, everything. Had to do a trick in the air. Had to do a split. Yeah, and I'm just literally like this. And I'm telling my partner, I'm like, yo, like I can't. He's like, no, like you gotta keep going, because when you're in competition, like
you just gotta go.
Exactly. Like, and sometimes the judges, like, they'll deduct points if like you have a wardrobe malfunction, or like if you have like a flower in your hair, and if it like falls on the floor, points off. So I literally was doing it like this, but at the end I had like a standing ovation. So it was worth it. It was worth it. And then I was just known for the girl dancing with her boob almost coming out.
It was like when did you see when Caitlyn lost her shoe?
Oh my god, yes. Yeah, that was fire though. That was fire. Hey, she did. I feel like she looked like the best she ever looked before. Yeah. She killed that.
And like the fact she did them turns and everything.
Yo, they were not singles, they were double, triples, quadruple, like
trips.
Crazy.
Tricks, splits,
everything. She's an icon. I love her. I love her.
A true icon.
Thank you. So, I'm trying to think of other messes, but I think, like you said, sometimes
I have a lot, because they're like, even the most minorest thing, like instead of me clapping at this time, I clapped a second early.
Exactly.
Like, it could be the smallest thing, and it's just like, why did you do that?
Right.
Like,
or if I'm doing a move early, then I'm like doing a whole move early, and then I'm looking at everybody else, and they're not even on the move that I'm on.
Like, oh, let me just go back another move.
Yeah. I'll just pose like.
Yeah, like,
and then wait
then
for
you gotta play it off and be like,
yeah, like no, that was meant to happen.
Like, right. Because that's the good thing too, is that when you're performing, nobody knows your routine besides you and your group.
Exactly.
So it's like, granted, there are certain times you could get away with mess ups, but it really depends how many people's there.
Exactly.
Like if it's a big group, you got a better chance.
Right.
But if it's like less than 5 of you, 4, 3 of you,
good luck.
They know you messed up. You're the only one. Everybody else is doing one move.
Literally.
You fucked it up.
Yeah. You ever felt like when you came off of the dance floor, you ever felt like, oh my god, that was so bad, and then when you look at the video, you're like, oh, it really wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
That happens to me all the time. Oh, really? Oh, that's right. You guys too did Penn's Landing. You did good. You danced with Jesse at Penn's Landing, right? Period.
I danced with Jesse. I think my first or second Penn's Landing. I've done 3 Penn's Landings.
Okay.
And they're all just as stressful. Like,
girl,
it's hot as shit outside.
What?
We're burning on stage, performing a 15-minute mix straight.
Makeup is like dripping.
Bro, I have a video of one Penn's Landing. Like, I had a little makeup. Definitely not as much as like now. Like, it was very soft beat. Excuse me.
It was.
Girl, when I left, there was no makeup. Like, my forehead was just, it was like literal pure skin. No makeup up here. I had some makeup under my eye.
I have streaks.
Yeah.
I be having streaks.
Like, it's ran. Like, it looks like I was pouring water on myself. Like, a mess.
Exactly. Oh, those are good days.
But Penn's Landing would also be one of my highlights.
Really?
I'm like, I do have one other one, but I want to get into it because I'm going to ask you about Connecticut.
Okay.
So, how do you feel about Connecticut? Like,
I love Connecticut.
I've gone once.
You've gone once?
The first year I was in dance, I chose prom.
Okay.
Which I'm not mad at because I didn't get my senior prom. So had I chose...
Because COVID, right?
Yeah, because of COVID. So had I chose to go to dance, like go to Connecticut, I would have never had a prom. Would have been pissed. So I'm like, even though I didn't like my junior prom experience as much, like I didn't like, everything.
Yeah.
But it's like, at least I got that.
Yeah.
Because had I gone to Connecticut, I would have never had no prom.
Holy
yeah, child. I was a COVID graduate. We didn't get nothing.
Oh my god.
But Connecticut, we were performing. So I had re-debuted for the music video before Connecticut.
Okay.
Like I had got asked to come back and re-debut.
Okay.
And it was up to me if I wanted to stay in the group or not. Like it was just for the music video basically. And I was like, I'm going to Connecticut. Like, are you crazy? Like I have yet to debut in Connecticut. Like baby, they need to see me in Connecticut.
Yes.
So I want to say Connecticut has to be 2 years ago. I had silver hair back then. Key, do you remember when I had silver hair? 2021, right? Okay, it was a good 2.5, 3 years ago actually.
Okay.
And we were performing the Tri Mix, And I remember there was this part where the boys started to Vogue, and it was like the first time like we actually did like a Vogue part.
I feel like I remember
on stage, and I remember everybody started screaming. And at the end, like you know how in Connecticut, like the first 2 rows is like the actual like important people, like the champions and everybody. Yes. Girl, when I watched the video from the like Connecticut people's angle, you see the whole first 2 rows like stand up. I'm like, I got a standing ovation from champions. Like,
oh my god!
I got what I needed from that experience.
Oh, I love that for you. Wow.
That would be that's probably my biggest highlight, I think, of the year.
Nice. Oh my god, hell yeah. That's awesome. That's hard. To have that front
and that
row.
mix had so much different stuff. Like it had so many different people. I want to say it had 20 people on stage.
Wow.
Like it was like a production piece. There was boys pieces, girls pieces, salsa, footwork.
You guys put like everything. Like you guys used to do everything in one. I used to want to go and see our hip hop class, and I don't do hip hop.
That used to be my favorite part of dance. That was
honest,
Really? Like once I got more into it, like at first, when I first started dance, it was very much like, what am I doing here? Everybody knows I don't know anything. Like,
right.
But once I like started performing and like getting my footing, like I was like, okay, I can do this. Like, as long as I believe in myself, ain't nobody gonna tell me nothing. Like, and that's just what I used to go with that mentality. Like, I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch. I'm on stage in my head, like, eat him up, eat him up, eat him up, and give them something to talk about.
Right, exactly.
So
leave an impression.
What would be your Connecticut?
Oh my gosh, I would say recently, this past one, which was 2024, it was in ending of June, beginning of July.
They did it early this year.
Yeah, they did. They're always like swapping the dates all the time.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't either.
But actually, it kind of makes sense because I think they do like around 4th of July and then Labor Day.
Yes.
So it kind of makes sense because they do like the holidays.
Last year it was. I think it landed on 4th of July. And I remember
the year we went. I think it was 4th of July.
Yeah.
If not,
I feel like there's been a couple times it landed between like 4th of July or
because we didn't stay. Some of us stayed for the beach, but some of us didn't.
Oh, okay.
So now I remember it was that for the beach. Maybe I need to go home. I lived for 3-4 days in a room with 4 or 5 people, like 3-4 beds. Like I'm burnt out. I need to go home.
It's draining.
You did Poconos, right?
I did. I don't like Poconos.
I would never go.
No shade. Oh my god.
I think you had went the year that we went. That Jesse had went. And Ben and Jessica had went.
Yes, you guys had, I think, denim shorts.
Yes, the denim piece with the color.
Yes, yeah. I was right behind you guys. I was, when you guys were up, I was literally backstage about to go on next. Really? Yes, and I remember you guys were on. Wait, what do you mean there was no water?
Y'all's side of the hotel must have been fine, babe, because there were certain sides of the hotel that had no running water. Like, there was one day, we didn't have no water for like 6-7 hours, Naloni. You know what they told us where to shower?
Stop.
At the water park.
Stop.
That's how like you could shower at the.
Stop.
I'm like, excuse me? Did we pay for a room to have no water?
Oh my gosh.
So yeah.
No, I didn't.
I wouldn't. After that, I literally had told my director at that time when I was.
It's a no. Yeah.
I said I would never come to Poconos again.
No, that one is very.
It's ghetto. They run late. Everything runs late. Like if you're gonna have us on a set time for tech to come here to perform, and you're gonna run 2 hours later. Babe, we could have started our whole day 2 hours later.
It's a headache. Exactly.
Waiting in makeup, waiting in costume, stressful.
Exactly. I think I remember now that you're saying about that, my parents' room, because I'm able to get a comped room with my partner. So my family had their own room, and it was filled with like ants. Like there was ants crawling on the wall, crawling on the bed. Like it was really dirty. So they had to get a
They would have had to give me a new room.
Oh, they did.
Flipped the fuck.
Exactly. Oh, what?
You think I'm about to sleep with ants?
Crawling on me? Hell no. No.
Sign me up for
it was room. All over. Like we had like a little kitchen in the room. It was all over the kitchen, the dining room. It was
not
everywhere.
Even like it's hot out there to have ants.
No, it was very. And then it just felt like muggy in the room. Yeah. And mind you, I have a brother with special needs, so we were like, we need to see if they could give us a different room, and thank God they were. But not having water,
they didn't even accommodate us with a room to shower. Like,
stop.
We showered with some of the moms had like rooms on different parts of the room.
Okay.
Most of us had like, because our director had got most of our rooms. It was
like together.
Yeah.
Okay.
The moms are the ones that got their rooms
separate.
So like any of the dancers, like he would do like dancer rooms.
Right. Okay.
So there was like 3-4 rooms on one side. None of us had water. Then there's like a mom in this side of the hotel, mom in that side, and mom over there, and like. We were using their showers to shower to perform. And
no, that would have been.
And it's like
that would have been a no for.
We have to walk across the whole hotel. Like, are you shitting me? And you wanted me to go downstairs to the water park.
Ew, and that water park's not even.
Ew, that shit is
Yeah, I would need chanclas.
Yeah. Oh my. So that's you know, Poconos, Connecticut portion, I'd say.
Yeah, I love Connecticut though.
I did love Connecticut. I had such a blast. It was my first Connecticut, and
I think I remember you with a cheetah outfit or something.
Yeah,
it was so yes. I'm telling you, you used to catch my eye all the time with your outfit.
That cheetah outfit.
You had, I think it was like you guys did like
we
cheetah
did an animal
theme.
print night.
Yes, it was the outfit. As soon as it came in, I was like, oh, pure. The outfits never fail.
To be honest, and I was in such a different era then. Like I'm in such a better space now. Like I'm more confident in myself and what I wear, like, and everything. That now I really just don't care. Like back then I used to be like, what are people gonna be around? Now I'm just like, fuck you. Period. If you don't like it, don't look.
That's it. No, you kill it all the time.
Girl, don't say nothing like you don't. Your birthday outfit, love.
Thank you. That was my favorite.
It was so iconic.
It was so uncomfortable.
I'm not surprised.
I was stiff, like felt like Barbie, like couldn't move at all. Sat down, I couldn't even sit down right.
Yeah, because you probably had to sit like this, right?
I was like laying down half the time in the chair.
But it was so cute, and the heels, the hair, the makeup, everything.
Thank you. I think that was like my iconic look for my birthday.
So when did you start dancing?
Oh God, I started dancing. I started dancing when I was 3 years old. Oof. And
you're how old now?
21.
Damn, this is a dancer.
Literally, like blood, sweat, tears, everything. Like dance is just my passion. Like when I was 3, I didn't go right into salsa first. I started with the regular tap, jazz, ballet, hip hop. Believe it or not, pop, lock, and drop it in, whatever. I did do jazz for a little bit. And then I think I was just getting bored from it. Like, I think I even tried karate for a day. And I was just like, this is not for me. Yeah. And then I just ended up going back to dance. Like, dance was just always there. And I remember my parents were like, you know, let's just have her do salsa. I was dancing with the group called Amla. And then I was there for probably like a little bit. And then I started doing a quinceañera, like, little routine for my cousin.
Never done a quinceañera.
No. I performed in it, and one of the instructors that was teaching it, she spotted me, and she was like, do you dance like salsa? Mind you, I probably was like 6 at the time. And my right?
Recognize a star at a young age, okay?
So she came up, and then I think my mom was just like, oh yeah, like she's dancing at like the school and whatnot. So she introduced me to estilo. And then that's when I started there, and then ever since I've just been taking off with salsa, bachata, cha-cha, merengue.
What's your favorite?
Salsa. I love it. Would have to go salsa, bachata, cha-cha, and then merengue. Yeah, because merengue is real easy. Like, you know, it's fun to do, but for me, salsa has my heart.
I love that.
That's my go-to, and I dance on 2. Because, you know, it's like 1 and on 2.
We started to dance on 2, too.
Yeah, I learned on 1.
So that's what we started with, too,
yeah. And then I think,
randomly, it was just like, okay, this on 2 craze is taking over. Everybody's learning on 2. And it was like, everybody was literally doing on 2.
Yeah, I was confused.
It took me a minute.
It did. It took me
I'm like,
too.
this is literally throwing everything we learned.
Yeah, and what's so crazy that if I try to learn, if I try to go back on 1,
it throws me off. Yes. It's like I already been doing it.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, now I have to relearn it again.
Yes.
I guess like I don't remember it as much anymore.
Yeah. So I guess all in total, I've been dancing for 18 years. 18.
That's some real dedication, y'all. That's some real dance.
I really don't see me stopping. Like, especially like with the stuff that's been happening in my dance career lately. Like, I feel like my goals are now starting to come true. So it's like I really can't stop. Like, the work that I'm putting in is finally being recognized. So
and
it's like,
because you're doing big things.
Thank you.
Let me say some things I've seen recently. I don't know, maybe like performing, you know, at the concert for Judy Santos.
Yes. Oh my God.
Eagles halftime show for the opening game.
Yes.
You know, just some things I've seen recently.
Oh my God, literally when all that like came up out of nowhere, like it was just a text message that I got. It was like, hey, are you free for this day? Can you come to Reading? Because this was in Reading, PA at the Santander Arena.
I'm not surprised because that's where most of like the Spanish, like when any Spanish artists come, they
always go to Reading.
They always go to Reading. Yeah. It's because they know the Hicks is in Reading.
All the Spanish, everybody be there. Yeah. So they were just like, hey, can you come to this spot? Shout out to Alexis. I love him. He was the one that actually reached out to me. He was like, hey, they just reached out to me. They want like really good performers and dancers. He's like, so I thought of you. So he was like, would you be down? I was like, Yeah. Yeah, when he sent me the flyer, I'm like, these are bachata legends. Yes. Like, these are people that I've grown up listening, dancing to their songs, like choreographing a routine to their songs. So I'm like, how could I not? Right. So I'm like, this is an opportunity in a lifetime. So we took it. It was, when I tell you, like, it was such a surreal moment. Like, even for the Eagles halftime show, like, me just being there, my eyes got watery, my palms were getting sweaty because I'm like, this is really happening. Like, so you're really doing it. Yeah, like, little Naloni would be like, she wouldn't even believe that I'm doing what I'm doing now. Like, what could turn into just taking little dance classes to being something that is like I'm performing in front of thousands of people. Celebrities performing for celebrities, performing on like TV. Exactly. Like, and that gave us so much advertisement that it was like they loved what we did. That is like they want us to keep doing what we're doing. Sure. So it's just, and that too, because that's just a plug. Like, you know how many people are at those events? Exactly. They're like, then they can ask, like, if it's like, you know, people who are higher up, like they can ask like somebody that's above, like, so who are those dancers you have before? Because I have an event. Like, yeah. Bam, bam, literally. Bam, like, just the publicity. Exactly. And then when we were walking back to the like backstage room, they had like food set up for us. They had like a refrigerator filled with drinks. And then when we were walking down the hallway, it was like a hallway filled of pictures, I guess, like with artists that performed there. I seen Don Omar. Mind you, I literally was just at that same arena with my mom to go see Don Omar. So to be on the stage that he performed. Yes, it was crazy. Daddy Yankee. Who else? Oh my God. Oh, Anuel, Raul. You talking about the one in Reading? Yes. Bro, everybody. All the hits have been there. Literally, when I seen like the pictures of like their blown up. Aventura, oh my gosh, Aventura. Oh. I really hope one day I could perform like for them. God, that would be what? That would be so iconic. To sing with like Romeo, like, oh, give me the mic. Come on, let me just dance with you. Yes! Everybody else. This is our show right now. Literally, like back up everyone. It was crazy. Like, it was just so surreal, and it's like I think those would be my highest in my like dance career for sure. Absolutely. For sure. Like, even for the Eagles halftime show, like that whole thing, when I didn't know how many seats were like in the stadium, so I looked it up. It was like almost 70,000 seats. So I literally was performing in front of like. And that's more than the Santander? Yes. Damn. The Santander was smaller than Lincoln Financial Field. That's why I've realized a lot of artists actually go there too, is because I feel like some of them don't think that they can sell out a bigger arena, but they can. Yeah, for sure. So I want to talk about, some people have the perception that certain careers such as dance, singing, music, acting, like certain things like that aren't stable careers. Okay. So I want to ask you, what's your opinion on that? So I don't think it's impossible. There's nothing in life that's impossible unless you make it impossible. Like, everything is possible. You could always you just gotta put the work in. Exactly. Like, if you really want it, like, mind you, everyone has the same days out of the week, same hours throughout the day. Live it's the just same amount of life. Exactly. It's just what you do with those days and those hours that you make the best out of it. Right. And I think it's just hard. Like, I think people can do it because there's people that are doing it. Like, they're literally living off of them, just dancing all the time, singing. I know it definitely has to be hard because it's kind of like, what if that doesn't work out for you? Then what do you have to fall back on? Right. Like, I think for me personally, I don't think I could just always depend on me just doing dance and trying to, I guess, get my way by, or if I have bills to pay, like, oh, let me just try to squeeze in something. I couldn't do that because I feel like that's very stressful. And I feel like I would need to have like my job full time and then have dance part time. But I don't think it's impossible. I think people could do it. I literally feel the same way. Yeah. Because there are, like you said, people that do it. There's people that do it. People that have teams, like dance teams, or even that don't even have a team. Right. Dance literally like basically 7 days a week. Go to performances, are booked, go to competitions, are teaching, and like that's all they do. Like, you never see these people do anything else but dance. And it's like they live, they breathe it, they eat it, and it's like, more props to you to be able to make a living off of it. For real, because that's hard. It is hard. I even tried thinking, like, maybe in the future, like, if I want to open up like my own dance studio, like, that's literally going to be something that I have to put my full time into. Like, and even having a studio, like, is hard. Like, you're not going to be guaranteed all your classes to be filled, have full enrollment. You're not going to be guaranteed a big group. Exactly. So it's like, you have to make sure your bills are going to get paid. Like, the rent. Exactly. You have to make sure you'll be able to like manage it without the dancers. Exactly. Because I realized that, like, me being in the dance group, like, I realized like dance is literally like a revolving door.
before. So it's like, yes, there's people in for this season, they're gone the next season.
Exactly, yeah.
Some people keep staying these seasons, like it's a year, 2 years. Some people are gone like within a performance. They're like, okay, I got what I want. Like they're gone, bam.
Yeah.
And it's like,
it's hard.
That money out of your pocket, and it's
like it's like you gotta juggle the balls like that come in the court with dance. Like it's hard.
It's good and bad. It has its pros. It has its cons.
I was just gonna say that.
And certain ones will outweigh the other. At certain points, you just gotta take the punches.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because it really depends on the performance, what you're doing.
Exactly.
Like, each performance is different. Each performance gives you a different feeling.
Oof. Yes, that part.
The one thing I do miss about dance the most is the rush of like,
oh my god.
Like,
you wouldn't get nervous?
So nervous? No. Girl,
you wouldn't be nervous? Oh, you would be nervous.
I'm about to tell you, girl. Oh. I'm backstage, literally, like, I'm like, okay. Like, when I first started, I was like, shitting myself. Like,
really?
I was so nervous. I'm like, oh my god, like, just do myself. And then eventually, like, I get to, like, a point where it's like, okay, you got this. Like, don't worry about it. Like, you about to eat it. I'm so nervous. Like, mind you, I'm inside, like, ooh. But then I'm like, you got this. Like, hello, you already know the routine. Like, just go do the routine. You already know. Don't think of nothing but the routine. So eventually, like, I got to like, but I missed like being on stage and like just knowing I'm eating a routine. Like, you know when you're doing a routine and you're just like, like, this is flowing. Like, I'm eating this.
And then the crowd is like going crazy.
It's just like
that. Oh my god.
When you do a good trick in a routine and everybody's like.
Yes.
Like, I love that.
I love when the crowd is like connecting with you.
Yes, because that's what some crowds I feel like don't realize. Let me tell you this. I no longer dance. If you see people dancing, singing, playing an instrument, being like a drag queen, performing any type of performance, clap.
Yes.
Applaud.
Yes. Hype
Scream.
them up.
Hype them up because nobody wants to perform to a silent room.
Exactly.
I've done it.
Me too. I've
done it multiple times because certain places are just dry.
Yeah.
And it's not it. Like, we would only hear, like, the moms that came with us. Like,
literally.
You know that it's those people. So it's like,
No, that, I agree with you. Like, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't
cost anything
to...
Woo!
Literally.
Even if it's not your favorite, like,
exactly. A little... Yeah. It don't hurt. It does not hurt to clap.
Anything.
It doesn't. I don't like that when people do that. Or I don't like it when it's like you could tell the people are just clapping for the people that they know.
Yes.
And then
like, don't just be like saying that person's name, like, woo!
Yeah.
This person's name, woo!
Yeah.
There's a whole group of us up here.
Yeah.
Granted, yes, you're here to support that person, but also be like, yeah, like the group name or whatever at the same time. I see that you're now debuting choreographing for a group. How do you feel like how did you get to this point? What are you excited about for it?
So I'm co-director for Sigalo Dancers.
Period. I'll put the ad right here.
Yes. I was actually, me and Gio, which he's the director, this is his team and everything. Me and him have been dancing with each other since we were kids. Like, we literally grew up together in the dance scene. And one day I was going to rehearsal and I was in the car and he came up to me. He kind of acted like he was going to scare me. So he put his hands on my window when I was up. So I was just like, oh, what are you doing? So I rolled down the window. He's like, hey, I actually wanted to talk to you. And I was like, oh, like, what's up? And he was like, I'm going to be branching ways from the studio that he was, like, dancing with. He's like, because I'm going to start doing my own thing. So I was like, oh, bet. Like, good. Congrats. Like, good for you. You're doing your own thing, right? So he was like, I want you to somewhat be a part of it. So I'm like, let me know. I'm like, you have my phone number. I'm like, do you have a change number? He was like, no. So we exchanged, like, information and whatnot. And then the whole day, we didn't really, like, touch base as to, like, what exactly, like, he wanted me to do and what I wanted to kind of do. It was just kind of like, I'm going to put it out there. Think about it, and then he was like, I'll reach back out to you. So I was like, all right, bet. And it wasn't like I had to be behind him, like, hey, like, can we touch back on, like, what you said? He was very, like, on it. It was probably
That's what I like when you're reaching out to people about stuff, I need them to be on it.
Exactly.
Don't make me feel like I'm
be about your word.
You. Yeah, don't make me feel like I'm bothering you about
exactly, right.
If this is your business, your
exactly,
thing.
Yeah. He was, like, he's very professional when it comes to, like, these things. So it was probably, like, a couple days, maybe, like, the most part, like, a week or so. I know it was, like, really fast because I was even like, oh, snap, like, he hit me up. And he was just like, hey, touching back, like, what we said. He was like, I really want you to be involved with, like, Seagull or whatever. He was like, what are your thoughts? So I was just like, hey, like, I would love to be, like, a helping hand. Like, you have so much, like, knowledge, and so do I. And I feel like if we were to bring that together, like, we'll be, like, a fire-ass team, especially in Philly. Like, Philly
needs some revival.
Exactly. Like,
a lot of the teams have died out.
No, for real. And it's also because no one supports each other.
That's the thing. None of the dance teams in Philly are like, woo, for each other. Like, it's very much like, you're there.
Yes,
you're there.
It's all like
you're like groups. It's like, yes,
it's very groupy. And before, like when I was younger, it never used to be like that. Like,
I've heard that too.
There was times, like there was times we would all like all the local studios. We would all get together to collab, to do things, to do like a whole showcase together. And it was like little by little, it just started to like drift away. And then it was like now it's just everyone's fend for themselves.
Right.
Like, and it shouldn't be like that. Like the dance community and the dance scene in general can be so, I'm not going to say problematic, but it has like a lot of drama in there because it's a thing called like whisper down the lane that people want to put their own opinions. I feel like in a sense it do be some problematic. It could be. I haven't had, I haven't had like a problematic like experience. It's more of like just he said, she said about certain things that I'm doing in my dance career that people want to put like their own opinion in. And
that's the one. Yeah. What I'm doing with my business that people want to put their business in.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's always like the hard part. But going back to me and Gio, he asked me to be co-director. I was like, hell yeah. Like Philly needs this. Like I said, like everyone just be to themselves. So I'm like, I'm down. Like I want to represent my culture, my city, my hometown that I live in the right way, because if no one else is going to do it, who's going to do it? So me and him, we ended up having a whole bunch of like conversations back and forth. And then he was like, all right, like, we're going to do it. I'm like, bet. So then the flyer got posted, and then everybody was like, ooh. Yes. Everybody was like, oh my God, you're doing this, whatever. Like, my ears was ringing. Like,
literally, you know? Because when you did it, I was just like, oh, okay. Yeah. Like, I was like, now this is interesting. Like, because it's so different, because I knew I've met both of you when you were both dancing for your old group.
Yes. Yep.
So it's like, okay, like, to see people stepping out on their own foot is just like.
And that's the thing. Like, before Gio asked me to be, like, the co-director and whatever, I was in a partnership. So when I was in the partnership, that was, like, for a very long time. And then I decided that I wanted to kind of go on my own path into my own direction, just because I wanted to be known for Naloni herself, not Naloni and so-and-so. So it was like, I already had my name kind of already established, but it was kind of like, oh, she's partners with she dances for these people. I was like, you know what, I was kind of getting tired of it, and I also wanted to grow. My own person. Exactly. Like, I really was like, I know the talent that I have, and instead of me feeling like I'm being restricted, like, I want to continue to grow because I know the potential that I have to be the better dancer than I know I can be. So it was like, once I made that decision to part ways with me and like my partner and stuff, it was like all of these opportunities came like rushing, like full force. That's what I feel like
I've even seen like as like a viewer.
Yeah, really?
Like, for you, yeah, like because I feel like once I seen you like debut with Gio, like co-director, then I seen some other performances, then I seen the Judy Santos, then I seen the Eagles, and it's like, this is stuff I haven't seen until like she stepped out.
Exactly, and that's what I think a lot of people are taking the wrong way, because like I said, people are trying to put their own opinions in. And mind you, the dance community is so, like, the way how it is, when people, words can get twisted and turned to try to just pin it up against you. And it sucks.
Nobody loves to take accountability.
No, nobody. And especially, like, with me, with the name that I've built for myself, for someone to try to, like, not bash it or tarnish it, but try to barricade myself in my dance career, I don't like that, and I don't take that lightly.
It's your career.
Exactly. Like, I worked so hard. Exactly. I worked so hard. So it's like, instead of you know, yapping, whatever, like, be happy for me. Like, I've given so-and-so and so-and-so plenty of flowers. Like, I've applauded them for thanking them for taking me as far as they brought me. But now it's time for me to put my big girl shoes on, and now for me to do my own thing. But, yeah, Philly be Philly, but.
I feel that because, child, the dance is just,
I just touched on, like, a lot of things.
Literally, but I'm just like, the dance stuff is really, like, it's real tea, y'all. Like, I feel like, if you're not a dancer, you really wouldn't understand how the dance world really is. And granted, I was dancing for a way shorter period than she was. Not like a third of the period. You said 18 years. I was dancing for 6. That's literally a third of that. Oh my God. 6 to 7, that's a third of that.
Oh my God.
And it's like, even in those few years, like, it's just so much that
you've seen a lot.
So much that goes on, and you see the differences between groups. You see certain groups that actually are cool with certain groups and do collab, and then you see like certain groups are more so ostracized, and there's certain opportunities that are brought to certain groups that aren't to other groups. And just like different things like that, and you see the difference in even your own group, like
exactly
when there's times where there's favorites or when there's just like little things, but then you also realize sometimes like it's not even that it's favorites, it's just really those are really the ones that are doing it, like because that did take me a minute to understand at first, like it's like it's the same person, and I'm just like right here, right here, literally. But then eventually, I did get my moments, and then once I got my first moment, and like I took it like it was like okay, exactly. I established myself as, I'm not gonna say this great dancer because I'm definitely not this great dancer. I'm not amazing. I'm not, but I have my moments, right? And once I actually got my moment, I ran with it. It was like I finally started to see like that it was seen.
Nice, like you wasn't being overseen,
right? Yes, because that's one thing I've even struggled, even while like feeling like then I was seen, like I had even then struggled after that, like from like okay, now I'm just not seen anymore. Like it's just like I just faded to the background into the abyss, and it's like I don't have to be here. Like I really don't. I don't have to spend my money here. I don't have to do it. And it's like granted, I'm doing it because I want to. Exactly. But it's like when you're also putting your money, your hours, your time, going from work to go to dance for 2-3 hours, 2-3 days out of the week. Granted, some people practice more than that. I applaud people that honestly can't practice more than that because I be burnt out. My body hurts. Like I'm like somebody's grandpa. Like my back be hurting, my arms. I'm so sore. So it's like to do all of that and then still feel sometimes overseen is just like
it gets frustrating.
It does, and that's really what it was. It would be frustrating, and it's just like I would
it
just be in a
starts to mess
mood.
with you. Yes,
mentally. Like it messes with you mentally. Yeah. That's another thing people don't understand unless you dance. Is the mental struggle of a dancer too.
That part. Oh my god. Yes. You hit that right on the
It's hard, y'all. Like you really beat yourself up for so many things. Your good moments, you still watch yourself and you're like, okay, but I could have did this.
Oh my god, I'm guilty.
When you mess up, you're
that.
Like, okay, like you beat yourself up 1,000 times more for the smallest thing.
Yes.
You don't always properly give yourself the flowers you actually need and deserve because you're focused on what you could have done better. Because that's how some people are looking at you. Yeah. So you always try to look at yourself in a bigger lens.
That part. No, me too. I'll look at myself and I really don't give myself credit. Like I'm like, wow, why am I walking out of?
I have to hear somebody else tell me, and I'm like,
okay,
like, you're right. Like, that did look good.
Yeah, like my family tells me all the time, like I'm really hard on myself, and I don't know if it's like, like I guess the perfectionist that we have, but it's just like if I look at a video and I'm just like, why am I out of breath and I really didn't eat as much as I thought I did, and they're like, what are you talking about?
Even the smallest thing, like if my facials are off, I'm just like, why are you looking like that? Like if it's the wrong arm, any small thing.
Yes, it's a little things that for us is like huge, and to other people they're like, what are you talking about? What do you see that we clearly don't see? Right. But to us,
it's like if you don't know the routine, you can't beat it up. You cannot really dissect the routine unless you know it. Yeah. So now I'm gonna move on. Yeah. So between being a choreographer and learning a routine like a dancer, what do you feel like is harder for you personally? Because I know what mine would be.
Okay, I'm gonna say. Okay, so learning a routine for me, I love both. I appreciate both. But if I were to say what is harder, I'm going to say choreographing. Only because, only because let's say if someone, let's say if you wanted to come to me and you're like, hey, can you choreograph me a solo? That's one, I'm not going to say it's pressure, but it's also like, I want to make sure I don't let you down, and I want to make sure that I'm giving
like some type of extra weight to it.
Yes, like it's always like, okay, I don't want to let them down, and it's also like if you want a certain solo done or certain this done, they also like I would want to make sure I'm fitting the solo for you, because there's always like right now I'm doing like a lady styling class, and I always tell my students like, just because I'm teaching this class and I'm giving you my style doesn't mean you don't want to add in yours. Because at the end of the day, I'm just giving you my style.
Yes, that's another thing I'm literally going to touch in. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like, at the end of the day, I could give you arms. I could give you body movement. But at the end of the day, it's all my style. So it's what makes me a dancer.
Make it your own.
Exactly. Because that's going to make you unique.
Yourself. Like that's what's gonna make you yourself as a performer. That's why people are gonna look at you.
Exactly.
It's for what you bring to the table, not what you can copy from somebody else.
Exactly. And for a routine, I feel like it's very easy to learn a routine because they're just showing you the steps and you just gotta learn it, and then you could tweak it how you want to make it you. Right. But I definitely think choreographing is a little bit more challenging. I'm not gonna say it's hard, because it's definitely, like I said earlier, like there's nothing that is impossible. You could do it. It's just be a little challenging, but I do like choreographing because I'm not gonna lie, not to my horn, but I choreograph some fire shit. Like stuff is gonna start to slowly come out soon because I'm in the works of like with students and stuff.
Stay tuned, y'all. So maybe she'll be back when some stuff comes out. Never opposed to a guest popping back up.
Oh yeah.
But so we're gonna take a quick pause, do some touch-ups, and we'll be back. So guys, we're back. We're back. Hello. Ciao bella. Buongiorno. So anyway, we're gonna get into what are some things that you do outside of dance that people probably wouldn't know.
Okay. So I'm a full-time student. I don't know how I do it.
That I did see too, and I'm like,
yeah,
dedicated because I would be dead.
Like, I'm actually in school for nursing.
Okay.
So
I see you as a nurse.
Really?
I do see you as a nurse.
Thank you. What type of nurse do you think I would be? Like working with like in the ER,
I feel like pediatric.
kids.
Yeah, pediatric.
Yes, that's it. Literally, I love working with kids. I'm actually doing a gig this upcoming, I think it's Thursday or Friday, and I'm going to be teaching a lesson at St. Christopher's Hospital for Kids.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, it's just going to be like for Hispanic Heritage Month, and just going to be doing like little lessons. Probably going to be like with patients and employees, so I'm really excited for that. But yeah, I am a full-time student in the nursing field. That is it's hard, but it's doable. But like trying to like manage my time, that is difficult because right now, like I said, a full-time student. Luckily, I have my Fridays off, so that gives me like a 3-day weekend. Yeah, and my classes right now, they're just from 1:40 to 4:30.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, it's not. So it gives me like the whole morning, to like recuperate, get my stuff together, kind of sleep in a little bit, and all that stuff. Right. So right now I'm doing my associates. I go to Bucks Community College.
Okay,
so I'm going for my associates. So
how many years do you have left? When do you graduate?
I have like 2 more years. So I'm graduating with my associates this upcoming May. So that's what, like 2025? Okay. And then once I have to apply into the nursing program, because right now I'm trying to do like my prereqs, get all that stuff out the way. And then once I get into the nursing program, I'll probably be graduating 2027 around there. Ew, that sounds so weird.
I know. 2027? That's how I felt like when it was like a year that wasn't like 2020.
Yes.
Like, because I graduated 2020 and I was like, if you're not 2020, you're off. Right. Like, I'm like 2021.
Ew, it sounds weird. 2024 in the beginning, I was like, that don't even sound right. Okay. But yeah, I think hopefully, God willing, everything goes. I think once I'm like fully done, 2027.
So you want to be a pediatric nurse? Do you want to be in a hospital? Or do you want to be in like a doctor's setting?
So like right now, office? I definitely want to work in the hospital. Okay. I would love to work at CHOP. I feel like CHOP is like CHOP. The beautiful.
I feel like it's the most, it's the best hospital.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially as a child.
I would love to, but I feel like my goal that like I'm kind of thinking like that I have in mind, I want to obviously finish school. I do want to work in a hospital setting. I want to give myself probably like 3 years working in a hospital, but I actually want to open up my own practice. Ooh, so I want to I want to do like have something in like the cosmetology, like aesthetic area, like like you could be a nurse and also be able to have like your own like do lip fillers, Botox, all that stuff. You just have to have your license for it. And I feel like I could also tap in, like, combine that with my dance stuff. Like, lashes. Like, I just want to have something. Like, Erica Mendez, Danny Garcia, she has her own. She's a nurse. I think she's going to actually be a nurse practitioner now. And she opened up her med spa, and it's called Lips and Drips. And she literally does everything there. Like, IV hydrations, Botox fillers, like, everything. And when I seen her do that, I'm like, I want to do that. Like, I don't want to feel like I have to work under someone for the rest of my life. I want to be my own boss. Respect that. But yeah.
I feel that. That's like, let me do what I got to do.
Yeah. So definitely like juggling life, dance, school, it is very challenging. But I feel like as long as you be very disciplined with yourself, you can do it. Like it doesn't hurt to just say like, oh, I got to cancel on this girl's night, or we can't do date night today. Yeah, exactly. So I definitely have like a good schedule on how I keep everything going. And dance always comes. I mean, school always comes first. I wish dance came first, but school comes first, and then dance is after.
So what made you choose nursing? Like, did you always know you wanted to do nursing from a young age? Did you like become? I don't know. Did you just discover nursing? I do want to be a nurse.
So I'm be honest, like. With my brother, he's special needs. When he was first born, he was perfectly fine. At the age of 1, saying mom, dad, and then out of nowhere it just kind of stopped. Like he just stopped talking. So we were all like kind of, what's going on? And then we noticed that his head was like growing a little bit faster than his body. So my parents got him checked, whatever. And then long story short, he ended up having like a lot of fluid in his brain. So they had to do like surgeries to kind of like place a shunt to kind of drain the fluid. So the shunt was connected to his head and it would go down into his stomach. So it was like the fluid that was in his head was draining through the tube and it would just flush out like when he would use the bathroom. So then once all of that, my brother, like he had like a lot of like challenges that he had to go through. He went through a lot of therapy and then it ended up becoming that he was diagnosed with autism. So I was always involved with my brother, with my family. Like my family is so involved with him. Like we would, whenever there would be like people coming to the house to give him therapy, I was always there. Like I was trying to help out his therapist. Like when, especially for speech, they'll like point at the lips and say this, and I would do it with my brother. So I felt like at first, like I really wanted to be a neurologist, and that's like a doctor for the brain because I was so infatuated. Like I really wanted to study what my brother went through. And then once I got older, I'm like, that's too touchy. Like, especially if there's like a case that's so similar to my brother, like I can't obviously take work home. So it was like, and I can't put my emotions into it. So I was like, you know what? I think me being a pediatric nurse and me just helping children in general, that's my calling. So.
Period. Love that. We love a nurse. We love a nurse out here saving lives. Okay.
Yeah, so that was really it. It was just my brother that really inspired me. And then also my grandma too. My grandma's my tail. She's always with me.
Bro, your grandma is lit. Your grandma is a lit.
Yes, and that's also sometimes why like my parents, it's kind of hard for them to come just because my brother, he doesn't do too well. He's gotten so much better by the grace of God. He has gotten so much better. But when he was younger, it was like really hard for him to be like in large, like like he would get really irritated, try to have like little tantrums here and there. But as he's gotten older, we think it's like puberty hitting him and he's maturing, so he's gotten way better. But that's why my grandparents, they've always tagged along. So that's why it was always them, and my parents couldn't be to certain events. But my parents have always supported me from the beginning. Like they push me to where I'm at. Like they have they do so much for me that a thank you is just not even enough. Like so that's why my grandparents are always with me. And my grandma, she was diagnosed with breast cancer stage 4. And when she was going through all her treatment, it even made me like I just want to be in like the nursing field, like the medical field in general. Like I was just so into it. So yeah,
I feel that I wanted to somehow get involved in like hospital work too. Like when my mom got diagnosed with breast cancer.
Really?
I was like, I don't know, like even though I'm not like technically in the medical field, I just work in the hospital. But it's just
like in the doctor's office.
Yeah,
okay.
Like I work for pulmonary.
Oh, okay. So you be with the scrubs?
No, they changed their uniform.
Oh, but you could dress up like cute, like blazer, heels.
Blazer.
Oh, okay.
White shirt, blue suede.
Oh. He's like not cute.
It's not horrible, like, cause I have like my cute little pride.
Yeah, I feel like you would make it look so cute.
Yeah, like I have it cute, and my pants is real fitted, so you see the body.
Period.
But I would say recovery. To that point. So now another thing is, do you feel like it's better to learn from one person or from multiple people?
Multiple people.
Same.
Multiple people.
Same.
When I first started dancing at Estilo, my instructor, Raul Santiago, he told me he's seen my potential too. And he's actually moved into California. He's doing great things. He actually performed with Cardi B. He's performed with so many like top famous people. Cardi. Yes. Like he's doing amazing. And when he was getting ready to leave, we would say like, what do we do now? Like, should we go with you? Like my parents were willing to sacrifice like everything just to make my dreams come true. Like they were like, what does she do now? And he was just like, she does not need to follow me in order for her dreams to set off. Like, she could train under me for whatever, but she does not need to stay with me forever.
Right.
Like, it's best that she gets training from so many people because there's only so much that I can give to her and teach to her. That she's like, he said, like, if I were to keep her with me, that's being selfish.
I was just about to say, literally, that was just about to say.
Yeah, like, he was like, in order for her to grow, she needs to go out to other instructors, seek other training from other professionals. Like there's no way you can only learn so much from someone that you're under for so many years. And I learned that the hard way. I was with my one instructor for so long. And then recently, like when I finally decided to take the leap of faith and to kind of go on my own path, it was like I started doing trainings, and I was actually getting frustrated because I'm like, like the training that I'm getting now, like why didn't I not make this decision before? Like I felt so behind, like I was getting corrected on my turns, and I'm like, I should not even be getting corrected on my turns. And it's like, it was so frustrating. But it was like, now that I took that leap of faith, and now it's like I'm getting the training that I've been wanting for so long, and it's like all these opportunities are just shooting my way. It's like, it's because I'm doing what I was told to do so long ago. Like I had to learn the hard way. But it's like, now if I were to have just stood under one person, I would not be in the position and getting thrown the opportunities that I'm getting thrown now. So definitely, yeah, don't stay under one wing. You can't. You're settling yourself for less.
Granted, I did more so because I didn't. Some people join dance for different reasons. Mm-hmm. Some people join because they have a passion. Yeah. Some people like crave that dance passion. Yes. Some people join because they're interested. Mm-hmm. And then like once I joined and I had a performance or so, when like I started learning different routines, like I was like, okay, like I really do like this. Like, okay, like this is really like, this could be my new thing or whatever. But I do wish that I did get to learn by more directors and more different groups, or like even when we went to Connecticut and stuff like that I would have attended more workshops, because
I was just gonna say
I would be so flustered when I would get to these workshops. I would just be like, I don't even want to be here anymore. Right. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stay in the back. I'm gonna exit stage left, and everybody's doing something else. Right. And like I would try to avoid the workshops because I would feel like I was so like behind everybody. And it's like, I just don't want the embarrassment.
Frustrating.
It's frustrating. Mm-hmm. I don't want anybody to be looking at me and like then see me perform, and they're like, oh, that was like that's like just. So I can also like, I feel like I wish I would have started learning from different directors and different people earlier. Versus just like for a weekend.
It helps you. Like it actually does. It's crazy to think.
And everybody has different styles.
That part.
So you're gonna take from different people and make your own style.
Exactly. Okay, I see you.
See us. We like dancing.
Yes. Okay. You would have thought you was dancing for so long. Like way longer than what you said. 6 years.
6 years. I joined 2018.
That's crazy.
And my last performance was 2023.
Wow.
2019, 2020, 21, 22, 23. 5 years actually.
And you know so much.
And I joined at the end of 2018. Like I joined October. Wow. So I really was like 2019 to 2023.
Oh my God. See?
But it's like, even through those like years, like I've seen a lot. Like you see a lot. And especially me at that time being close to my director, like I was behind the scenes a lot. So I've seen a lot of the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, and it's like, it's a lot. It's stressful to be behind the scenes. It's stressful to be on the scene, like on stage. Like there's no part of dance that is not stressful.
That part. The tears.
The stress.
The overwhelming.
Like I would go home from practice and I would just be pissed. Like
I get in my car
home, I'm just like mad. Like
literally, there's times I've gotten in my car and just felt like I needed to cry because I'm like, that rehearsal did not go as well as I planned to be, like for it to go.
I remember one time I think I walked out during practice.
Really?
Like it was like a group practice, and it was just like, I was just like, I need a minute. Like I just walked out and I took a minute. Like I just went back in.
I've been wanting to do that so bad.
Like, let's get back into it. Like I just didn't like nothing because it was just like, I needed to take that minute. If I didn't take that minute, like
you was gonna
explode. Wasn't gonna happen. Yeah, I was just gonna go the fuck home. So
right.
But now that we've talked all about dance, do you have any advice for young dancers since you've been dancing for so long?
I do. It's gonna sound so cliche, but it's honestly so true. Like honestly, like if you have a goal, keep going. Like set that goal so high and just reach for the stars. Like the world is yours. You could do whatever you put your mind to. Like your mind is what they say. Like what's that saying? Like your mind is your biggest
you're your biggest enemy.
Not biggest enemy, like your mind. That it could, like your mind is
but
like.
Your mind is I don't know.
I can't think of the saying. Like your mind is the. I can't think of the saying.
I don't know. I think I'm just.
It's a saying. I wish I had it down.
Let's see. The producer is gonna look it up behind the scenes, so we might get back into it.
But as long as you just really like go for what you want and believe in yourself, you could do anything you put your mind to, and just don't give up. Like there's gonna be times that you're going to feel frustrated. You're going to be stressed. You're going to be like, yes. You're going to be like, I don't even want to do this no more.
Literally. I've had so many of those moments.
Yeah, but that's going to be your fuel to keep you going. Because at the end of the day, there's going to be people behind you that are, one, praying for your downfall. And there's also going to be other people that are wishing you well, nothing but good vibes. But there's a lot of people with not good intentions, especially
there's a lot of people that are two-faced.
Exactly.
They're going to give you your flowers in person and hype you up all that, and behind the scenes, baby, trashing you.
Exactly.
Dragging you through the slow.
Exactly. Not everyone has good intentions for you, especially when you're doing things that is prospering yourself and making you become known and have people like, oh my God, look at this, look at that. People are not going to like that just because it's just people, they just be envy. They have jealousy. Like,
it's like, for what? Like, exactly. I'm literally me.
Exactly.
I'm just trying to live in my little bubble, my little peace bubble.
Exactly.
Why are you trying to pop my bubble? I leave you in y'all bubble. Like, I don't look for anybody.
Right.
I don't talk about anybody because I just simply don't care.
But then there's people that when they see you doing well, they want to try to wiggle their way in. Like, hey, how you doing? Miss you, boo. Oh, we're cousins, babe. It's been how long we haven't spoke?
And let me say this, actually, since you typed into that, that's a good point. I'm very well, and I'm going to include this in the podcast, even this little saying right here. I'm very well aware of who supports my podcast with every post. So don't think you're coming onto my baby and going to plug anything about you or yourself or get any clout off of me. If you aren't living for me from the start, babe, don't wait until I'm bigger, because you're not coming. Let me say that. Because I had to say that because that one has been in there, babe. No, I really notice, like, I see who, like, even, like, out of, like, my, like, people that, like, are around me more so, like, I'm very well aware. Like, I even have a note in my phone of, like, people that always repost my shit. Like, every single thing I posted, I reposted and I write their name down because I'm like, but are you crazy? When I make it big, like, these are the ones that are always, like,
that part.
Thank you for always supporting me. Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah. It's a shame it has to be like that. It's a shame. Like, if you wasn't with me when I was at my lowest, trying to build my name, and then when I'm at my highest, then you want to try to come around, don't do that. You're making yourself look like a fool. I'm sorry. Respectfully, just don't do it. Yeah.
Respectfully, no, thank you.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into one last thing, and then I want to do, we could do a question draw. We could either do hot topic or regular.
Woo!
So, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I answered this in my last Q&A, so I'm not answering. This is just your question.
Okay.
Where does Naloni see herself in 5 years? With the dance world, with her career, her love life?
That's a good question. Oh my God. Okay.
I'm going to paint the picture. The year is 2029.
Ew, 2029.
Ew, I just threw up. That's so nasty.
Ooh, I don't like that.
Anyway, 5 years from now, we're going to skip that year name. You'd be 26. That's pretty. 26 is a good age. I'd be 27.
Okay. So, oh my God, I'll be 26. What the heck?
And I'll be thinking, like, wow, I'm really going to get old.
I know. I don't see myself as 26.
Literally, I don't even see myself right now as 22. Like, it's like.
Oh my gosh. So I think I would hopefully be getting close to it. Well, no, I'll be done school. So hopefully I'll be having like my certificate and my nursing license. And hopefully I'll be already working in the hospitals and not trying to start off like opening my own like med spa around there. Definitely moved out. I can't be attached to my mom's boob forever. Love her and everything. That's my ride or die. Yes, but
same for me. I gotta be moved out.
Yeah, I gotta.
My mom down bad, but I gotta go.
Yeah, I gotta fly out the nest. I have to. Yeah, I do. I definitely see myself out. I definitely want to have like my own house with my boyfriend. Me and him will probably be like, oh my God, close to like 10 years by then. So ring better be on the finger because I'll be done school.
Okay. Life will be ready.
Yeah. Once I'm done school, a ring better be on my finger.
Okay. So if you're watching this, you got about 4 years.
Yeah.
A good 3 to 4 years.
Yeah. I don't know if a kid will be in 5 years. I don't know. I'm not. There's no rush. Yeah. Because I don't want to be like in my 30s and having a kid.
That's how I feel too, because I'm like, if I'm already like 30 something, like, I'm gonna be 50 at prom, like,
like I want to be young, going to the parties
like,
with my
like, I'm sure with my kids, like, we in the club when they
throwing it back with her, no, like,
grandma.
I don't know,
that's just me.
Yeah, so maybe kid, maybe not, I don't know, that's whatever God's plan is God's plan. I'm not wanting it to happen, but then again, I'm not forcing it not to happen. So whatever happens, happens. But I definitely see myself just having a good head on my shoulders, way more mature, way more wiser. Just taking everything day by day. That's a hard question.
That was a good answer, though.
Thank you. I know. I feel like I'm like, oh my god, like how do you answer that?
So we're gonna close this episode out. So do you want to do a hot seat question or a regular question?
Let's do a hot seat question. What's the most ridiculous thing you've done while drunk?
Oh, that's not bad.
That's not bad.
Damn, watch mine be worse. Oh, not that bad.
I'm trying to think of mine.
Okay, I could read mine while you think, because I think I have mine. What's the most risque thing you've ever done on a dare? I've done a lot of like little stuff, but it's not that like
a dare.
On a dare, I'm like risque. Like it's more so like the riskiest thing, or like I guess like the most grownish thing I guess on a dare. I don't know.
I don't know either. These are hard.
Like I feel like anything. Like I've had my ass out for a dare. Like all kinds of things. I haven't done anything that's like I wouldn't do it.
I know. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like that's. I don't.
We can pick another one.
I'll pick another one because I'm still trying to think of like a drunk one. I'm still trying to think of a dare.
What was yours?
What was the ridiculous thing you've done while drunk?
A ridiculous thing I did while drunk. Oh my!
I
was driving on the boulevard. I wasn't driving.
Oh,
I wasn't driving. Let me clarify that. I was not driving. I was being taken home because I was the first drop off. You know where Tyson and the Boulevard is?
Yeah.
I'm gonna paint y'all the picture. Tyson and the Boulevard. I opened my door, cracked enough for my head to be out, and I'm vomiting as a result. And it wasn't even a lot. It literally wasn't a lot. It was just like, when you're drinking, like you just feel that nausea, like it's like you know you'll be fine the rest of the night.
Yes.
I was going home, babe. I was there like, and I felt the like wind on my face, and it felt so good. And then after, I literally have a video of it somewhere.
I'm dead.
My friend took a video. I would feel like that's the thing I've done most while drunk.
I don't know. I feel like I really can't think. I think it's more because like when I'm out in public, I don't get to that.
Well, yeah,
crazy
that
level.
Was me going home.
Yeah.
That was me going home. In public though, I'm very more like cute, demure,
period.
Very mindful.
Yeah, very classy.
Yeah,
I think the craziest thing that I've done out, which is really not crazy, I just was like met these random girls, dancing with them, and then I accidentally spilled all their drinks, and I just like walked the other way because I'm like,
gotta go.
Yeah, we're not gonna tell them, but like I think that's like the only crazy. But that's really not even crazy. That's just like the drinks. Drinks was hitting them too. I don't think they even noticed either. I think I spilled the drinks on them, but they didn't care. But I think that was like the most craziest thing. I don't. Yeah. All right, let's see what this says.
Let me see. That one looks long.
Oh yeah. If you could change one thing from your past, what would it be?
I don't think this is a hot seat, but sure. We'll just go with it.
Oh, goodness. I would say me thinking everyone has, like, a good heart.
Oh, yes, child.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I feel like everybody can relate to that.
Yeah, I'm very friendly. I feel like I try to see the good in everybody.
Same.
And then my mom tells me this all the time. Like, girl, not everybody is who you think they are. Mm-hmm. And I did have to get some rough skin. Because I feel like I am very nice. Like, even if, like, you're mean, I'm still going to try to have you be nice. Yeah. And I feel like not everybody is with a good heart as, like, of a heart that you may have. Right. So that's, I can't be friends with people like that no more.
Well, guys, that's, would be concluding this episode.
Yeah.
I just want to thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I know. I want to come back again.
We will. Part 2 will be coming. Stay tuned. I gotta get a few other people on here, and then we're gonna clap back. So I'm just gonna close this video out. I want to thank Naloni for coming as a guest.
Thank you for having me. Of course. It was fun.
I want to thank you guys for viewing. Keep viewing. Yes. Like I said, last video and the video before that, send it to your granddaddy, your grandma, your daddy, your mama, your pappy, everybody.
Period.
And follow me on TikTok, Instagram at For the Dolls Podcast, at Jondadoll. Closing out.
Bye.